Hey guys, this is Tono, and today we're going to be talking about Outlaws of Thunder Junction and the new mechanics for it. We've had a number of different leaks over the last 2 days of different cards from the set. I believe there's been 3 full play boosters leaked now, as well as the pre-release card. So we've got basically, I believe, all the new mechanics shown. I don't think there's going to be any more beyond this because already, there's a lot of new mechanics here. So the first one here is going to be crime, which we've, we already know crime, so I'm not going to cover it too much, but essentially they have the reminder text here is targeting opponents, anything they control and / all cards in their graveyards is a crime. So the idea is that you are encouraged to commit crimes rather than, discouraging people to commit crimes. Like, it's not like, oh, so if someone committed a crime against you kind of thing. At least there hasn't shown any cards that are that. They're all cards that are like, whenever you commit a crime, or do this if you've committed a crime, or something like that, or only do this if you've committed a crime. So this one here is a Marauding Sphinx that says whenever you commit a crime, surveil 2, it can only trigger once each turn. And then there's this one here, which they actually showed off an actual card, like a reveal, which was Duelist of the Mind. Whenever you commit a crime, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So this is going to be one of the new cards in Outlaws of Thunder Junction there. Celebrating the world champion. And yeah, crimes we've already covered, so we're not going to focus too much on that one. The next one here is Saddle. So this is very interesting. It seems to be similar to Crew, I guess. So Saddle, you tap any number of creatures you control with total power of, it would be like, this is a Saddle 1, so this is total power of Saddle 1. Total power of 1 or more. This mount becomes saddled until end of turn. Saddle only as a sorcery. So this is very similar to crewing something. Essentially, you tap it and you got to tap it up to whatever that number is. So this is 1. However, without crewing it or without saddling it, it is still a creature. It's still able to attack and everything like that. It's still going to be able to do stuff. Whenever Drover Grizzly attacks, while saddled creature you control get trampled until end of turn. So you can see that you get a bonus from saddling it. So, you can attack with it, or you can, you can saddle it and then attack with it, and then you get a huge bonus. So as I said, this seems very similar to Crew, except for the fact that if it's crewed, it needs to be crewed to be able to attack, while Saddle seems to be able to attack without needing to be crewed, and it does, a bonus if it is saddled. All right. Well, it's weird that it's called Saddle because, they're getting into the saddle. I guess that's why it's called Saddle. The next one here is Plot. So this is, you may pay X and exile this card from your hand. Cast it as a sorcery on a later turn without paying its mana cost. Play it Plot only as a sorcery. Now, it doesn't say that you exile it face down or anything like that. So I assume when you do this, you plot it face up. Given that, you're exiling, exile isn't naturally face down, and it doesn't say to plot it face down or anything like that. However, the fact that it says you can cast it at a later turn, so not this turn, next turn or whatever, without paying its mana cost, that is going to make some huge turns. So I assume this is going to be pretty big in that Izzet Spellslinger deck, because the way that Izzet Spellslinger deck was, indicated was, it was, play lots of spells, have big turns essentially, which this would kind of enable by a lot. So we've seen this one here that I cannot pronounce the name of, and I apologize again. He gives the top card of your library Plot, and the plot cost is equal to its mana cost. You can plot non-land cards from the top of your library. So essentially, with this, you're going to be able to plot every top card of your library as long as you've got the mana for it. It does seem very similar to Foretell. However, as Foretell says that you place it face down. This is not face down. However, you also, with Foretell, it's face down, but you have to pay the cost for it to come in. With Plot, it's face up, but you don't need to pay the cost for it to come in. So it's kind of like an upgraded version of Foretell, but also not as, you know, sneaky, essentially, which seems pretty good. I love the idea behind this, and I think this is going to be really cool. This is going to be really huge in some Spellslinger decks, like the Storm decks, or there's one with the Paradox decks from Doctor Who, the Paradox mechanic, making it so that the cards, you know, do an extra bonus if you've played a card from exile, or based on however many cards you played from exile. So this is going to be very interesting to see exactly how this goes, because you're going to be playing it from exile. My 12th Doctor deck is going to go really, really great with this. I guess it's kind of like suspending it, but for 0. So like, although suspend kind of comes out with the time counters that stop you from playing it, this is like suspend, but you can play it at any time rather than need to wait for the time counters. It looks really, really awesome. The next one here is Spree. So one little note here is that up on the top of the card, it has a plus here. Now, I don't know if you can cast it without choosing something. I assume, given the fact that it says choose one or more, you need to choose something. So this one here is Shifting Grift. It costs 2 blue. However, it's got Spree, and it says choose one or more additional costs. So it says +2 exchange control of 2 creatures, +1 exchange control of 2 target artifacts, or +1 exchange control of 2 target enchantments. So from what I can gather from this, I don't believe you need to do them in order. I'm pretty sure it's going to be, you know, you pay 2 and then you can go, you know, I want to do this one here. I want to do this one here. So that's, you know, a cost of 4 then in total, with the 2 blue and then the 2 colorless. And I don't want to do this one. So then you don't just ignore it. It's very similar to like the modal cards, where you can choose 2, or, you know, choose 2 or more, or whatever it is. There's a few different ones that they kind of have, like Austere Command is here, the one that I showed here. It's choose 2, but something like it's kind of like also like Kicker, I guess, Archangel of Wrath, where you play it for its cost and then you pay the kicker, and it's going to do different things. So this one here, if it was kicked, then you can do this, or you can kick it twice and it does this. This one here, it's like you pay this and then you kick it for 2, or you kick it for 1 or 1. So it seems really, really interesting, and a very, very interesting mechanic. The last one here is Outlaw. So this is batching together a bunch of different things. So assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues, and warlocks. So outlaws, when you talk about an outlaw can be any one of those: assassins, mercs, pirates, rogues, and warlocks. So that's going to be very interesting, given the fact that we've got the Assassin's Creed one coming out. You know, the fact we've got pirates in here is really cool. We've seen the card for a new Malcolm. So Malcolm would be an outlaw then, because he's a pirate there. You know, there's lots of different, like, you know, assassins, mercs, pirates. We know that this we know that the Olivia precon is going to be based around outlaws. So it seems like this is going to be the outlaws here, where you've got, you know, the different stuff here. And, you know, they said about paying for outlaws. We also know that mercenaries are going to have a token here, which is a 1/1 merc token. You tap it, target creature gets +1/+0. So that's very interesting, because 1, you could use that to buff your own stuff, or 2, you could use it to technically commit a crime for free by tapping it, target someone else's creature that you're not going to be interacting with, and then all of a sudden you've committed a crime there by giving them +1/+0. So yeah, this is really interesting. This is very similar to like the party mechanic, where party was clerics, rogues, warriors, or wizards, or, you know, how they batch together the modified stuff. Anything that is an equipment, an aura, or a counter on it is modified. There's a few different ways they've kind of used batching in the past, so this is a very interesting way to do it, to kind of bring together all these outlaws though. That's very interesting. So outlaws, we've got Spree, we've got Plot, we've got Saddle, and we've got Crimes. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to be covering all the Outlaws of Thunder Junction stuff as it comes out. Some of our best videos are the ones that are like, which precon should you buy and stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out. I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and goodbye.